All right, welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is Verho, Curse of Faces. Verho, a dark RPG following in the tradition of the Kingsfield series, takes place after the catastrophic era of solitude, where masks have become the only protection against the Curse of Faces. Travel the land of Yariv, find the source of the scourge, and face its dangers. Right then, so this game was assigned to the Golux for review, so over to him for the details.
Yeah, there's probably a metaphor going on here, but
Yeah, I'm sure we'll
I
find it in
didn't get
somebody's indie game deep dive essay in like a couple years.
I didn't get far enough to really find out much about it because I got honestly most of my time spent in this game was spent dying in dark caves. Petty, you can fast forward through this thing. It's quite long.
Okay.
Or if you can't,
Oh no, you can't just hold escape.
okay. So short form is
Shit
there
went
was a
down.
curse, huh?
Shit went down.
The curse of faces. At first, people started dying, so people just started being alone, and somehow the human race survived for 300 years that way before some guy figured out that the thing that's actually killing you is people seeing each other's faces. So then everybody started wearing masks, and they figured out that the place it started, the curse, was in this place called Yariv, but anyone who goes there never comes back. So you start the game having gone there for reasons that no one else knows.
Don't mind me, I'm turning off the head bob because
Uh-huh. If there's an option for that.
there is, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's a little bit more horizontal than head bob is sometimes. Uh
Oh, there is a Steam Deck mode, that's good. Anyway, sorry.
Also the default non full screen um dimensions of the game are weird. It's really big, I think. Anyway, so yeah, you start in the forest, you fell unconscious, and then you wake up here, and you have to remember your face and then choose an. Are you still on the menu, or did something freeze?
I'm um the are you looking at the Twitch stream or the Discord stream?
The Twitch stream.
Alright, yeah, I'm still in the menu. I'm looking around stuff.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you have to you walk forward. You have to remember, quote unquote, your name, and then choose a face, which is basically your character class. They tell you your different starting stats, but not in any great detail what most of them mean, although a lot of them are fairly uh, obvious. The thing that I didn't realize is that I think force affects how fast your MP grows. Um, Including one that's terrible. That there are some achievements locked behind playing as.
Kind of like
The
insert joke
the
about
Forgotten.
depraved class or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think that one gives you some advances in growth, but I'm not sure.
Mm.
But you start with like the worst stats of any class. Anyway, and then you get dumped into the actual land of Yariv, uh, which the path collapses behind you.
Because
And
naturally.
then some guy tells you to follow the path and get to the village by the poison swamp or poison lake, and that's where you will um, find more people who can tell you more stuff. I barely made it there because passing through the thing, there are some dark caves in the way, and the way this game does darkness is, I think I've run into this before. It's the bad way. where you can see into the dark cave when you are outside of it, but once you step inside, you cannot see jack and shit except for the bats that suddenly appear to kill you.
Where they have the lighting bound by a threshold, basically.
Yeah. But it's based entirely on where you are, not the area that's affecting it.
Mm.
Yeah, you gotta jump across those thingies. Just to be obnoxious, the first time I did it, I literally walked away without turning around and fell into the pit because it's a pit. But yeah, apparently there is a light you can find for the caves, but I did not find it before I had gotten lost and died many times. So yeah, it's fairly usual. You get equipment. Your class gives you some starting consumables, and you can find some more of them. Yeah, that's the shitty one, the Forgotten, in the middle. There are martial classes and magic classes, basically. Although on all of them, you're going to be whacking stuff because you do have limited MP, and even the first spell you get, even though it has decent damage, it's still, well, it has decent damage if you're a spellcaster class. But yeah, you find runes to cast spells with. Honestly, I only found the one, but it was helpful to have because it gives you some ranged attack. I usually prefer to play as magic classes in general. It probably would have been better to play as something with more hit points, but whatever. So yeah, it's kind of low poly. The lighting is done in a way that annoys me. They tell you shouldn't go into the dark cave with light, but without light, but then finding light is hard. When you are fighting, so this is the thing, Petty, if you click on your sword button, you will see a meter fill up in your top left.
I have it in front of me too. That's an option.
Yeah. If you attack before that thing is full, you like it's like a charge attack in
Right.
most games, but the way it actually works is more like how Secret of Mana's pseudo turn-based thing works. Which is that if you swing your sword too fast, it's just gonna end up doing shit for damage.
Yeah.
The spell casting works the same way. Oh, another thing that kind of annoyed me is you have to equip items to use them.
Oh, is there
You
not
have to like
a
put them on your list.
skill turn system or whatever? It's
What
just
do you
you
mean?
can press and hold. It doesn't like overcap and become useless when you do a charge.
No, you can just hold it.
Huh. I honestly would have preferred it like a skill turn system, honestly.
Yeah, well, I think this game is in many ways kind of rudimentary.
Mm.
It certainly is very long-winded, though. Like, the opening cutscene is quite long and is repeated in the manual, some parts of it more than once. There is also, if you hit escape, one of the options is a proper game manual,
Ah.
as if it were a printed manual. But as you can see, it has the prologue there, and then the controls, and then like after that, it just goes over the fucking prologue again.
Mm-hmm.
Descriptions of the classes, some descriptions of how to cast magic, and then yeah, some of the characters you'll meet.
That's cool.
If you get far enough. I
Well,
appreciate that they put this in, even if they put in the text from the prologue perhaps a few too many times.
Yeah.
But I guess it's useful to have there in case you like skipped through it or didn't remember or something.
Mm-hmm.
The monsters are also, I assume they get a little more interesting later on, but early on you get a lot of creepy beetle larva things, bats. If you make it deep enough into the cave, there's a fucking glowing purple eyeball.
Like Beholder or legally distinct from Beholder?
It is not a beholder because it is only one eyeball that flies and like opens like a mouth to shoot fire at you. Beholders have many eyes.
Fair.
Just one big one and a lot of little ones. But yes, that's the general. And this is all. Yeah, you can talk to the guy here for some things. That statue is a fast travel point and save point, which is another thing that they sometimes do in games like this, is having save points rather than letting you save anywhere.
Follow this path till you hit a big lake full of poison. Tell him what happened.
I don't think that this is a bad game. However, it is a bad game for me because I have never liked or been good at first-person Western RPGs. Or almost any other first-person game. That's the maker guy who is worshipped in the area for having come up with the discovery of you have to wear a mask to be able to look at other people without dying. I checked that one of the achievements is die to the curse by taking your mask off. While you're with another person whose mask is off. You can break the barrels. Sometimes they have. Oh, did you? There was a sword stuck in one of the crawlers.
Yeah, I did.
There.
I did pick it up.
Yeah, you have to equip it.
Oh, you have to equip it.
Yeah, you can quick swap between two equipment loadouts, but you do have to equip them into one of the loadouts.
Yeah, that feels like it does a little bit more damage.
Yeah, it's a little bit clunky still, but yeah. So yeah, and then I gave it a go, but I wandered around here and killed things, and then got into a cave and then died, and then had to start over from the save point because it's a save point.
I guess, how does death work? Do you lose everything from before the save point, or do you just respawn at the save point?
I'll be honest, I never accomplished enough to notice. The class that I picked did not have a useful item, so I picked the one that had the fucking antidote herb. Which, sure, there are things that poison you, but not as much of an immediate threat as just hit point damage.
Right.
Honestly, if there was a class that just gave you a freaking torch, I would have taken that. But I seriously considered going back to restart the whole game, but I didn't feel like going through the whole walking through the forest thing.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, you get random money from killing monsters in barrels, which you can presumably spend once you get to the town.
Yeah, I definitely would prefer a skill charge system compared to this. You definitely would make the combat more engaging.
Also, you can... What you're supposed to do is shift to guard when you're not attacking, more or less. That's supposed to be the skill thing.
I mean, or you can just step back.
I said supposed to be. That's what I did too. Except when it was bats that were flying at me too fast for that.
Oh yeah, I imagine for like either magical-based enemies or faster enemies, the step back won't work, but...
Right. But yeah, no, that's... Honestly, at this point, you've seen most of what I was able to actually freaking see in this game. I don't think it's a bad game, actually. It's just not for me. But I do think that this is a genre of gameplay that has a lot of competition. So yeah, you can put those in your equipped items list, and then...
Oh, you can only put one at a time in each slot.
Yeah, and then you go back and forth between those with 1 and 2, and use them with what? E or something. I kept referring to the
R.
huh
R.
spacebar.
The letter R.
Oh, R, yeah. I knew it was one of the ones that was off to the right of WASD. So yeah, I do think that this is a decent game. Yeah, apparently there's a way like around to get to the town from a back way too, but I never really bothered with that. Anyway, that's more or less what there is that I was able to get to. It's kind of slow.
Yeah.
It's not particularly great, but I think it's kind of solid if you're into this genre, probably. But this is a genre that has a lot of competition.
Yeah. I think that is probably the biggest problem is this is not alone in its genre.
I mean, even one of the first things about it is that it says that it's like trying to be in the same sort of feeling as another thing. Also, you're having a much easier time of this because you picked a martial class and had more hit points. Because that said, you're still getting your beat up a bit, even just by regular bats.
I'm not a big fan of the FOV they have here, but that's just a me.
No, I also agree with that. There were a lot of issues. I just like. I get what this game is going for, that some of this stuff is because of atmosphere.
Oh no,
even if
I
it's a pain
died.
in the
Okay,
ass.
so it looks like death is reload last save. You don't take anything
Yeah.
with you. It's not specifically like something like, say, Dark Souls.
Yeah, no, there's no retrieving your stuff.
All right.
I just didn't remember if I had maybe gained some experience or something.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much what there is as far, and that's why I didn't. Also, I have a hard time navigating in first person.
Yeah, I have a little bit better time, but this is one of those
You
games.
like first person games.
Yeah. Well, this is one of those
You
games.
can tell when you're heading in the same direction and when you're not.
I'd have an easier time with something like this if I wasn't doing this for the stream and could actually hear it.
Right.
Because like if I actually
That
had
would
this
probably help.
my sense of hearing about me, because for I guess a little bit of how the setup works is the audio is piped through another audio device that I can't listen to because I have my headset on.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't hear the games.
Yeah, but even with that, I had a hard.
What would help
I
when
had a hard time
the
finding
bats
another way.
or other enemies were coming towards me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't have died there. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're a caster class, you can find a spell before you get to the real enemies area. Actually, it might have been there for you too. I don't remember. It was on the edge of that wall where the first breakable barrels were.
There was a spell in my list, but it said I didn't have enough intelligence for it.
Okay.
So I might have picked it up, but since I was a low int class.
And the thief class. Also, if you look at the classes, a lot of them start you with just one in the things that you're not doing.
Right.
Like the sorcerer that is the biggest spellcaster starts you with one int dex and con.
Mm-hmm. And I would imagine if you play as the name or the faceless or forgotten
starts
or
with
what.
one in everything, yes.
Well, but as you go forward, it probably is one of the things where you get better by the end game than you would with like one of the regular classes. You just have to work for it.
It starts you with 4 mask shards, which I assume are important.
Those are probably some sort of class advancement, but didn't play the game, so I don't know.
Well, I didn't play as that class, so. I didn't play this for super long because I was just getting frustrated, honestly. But I think most of that is a me problem rather than like the game has issues, but I don't think they're terrible issues. That said, what are they asking for this price-wise, Adam?
Let me see here. They are asking 20 bones for the game.
Based on the fact that I did go looking after I had given up for some playthroughs, and I found one that was about 6 hours.
Mhm.
That's probably like I think there's enough here that probably merits it,
Mhm.
as long as you don't mind a game that is a little bit clunky.
Yeah, you have to be interested in this type of game for that price. This is less of an explore the genre and more. I like this genre. I want to play something different that isn't, your regular run of the mills of these types of RPGs.
And again, the lore kind of seems interesting even
Mm.
outside of any metaphors for any other reasons why all of the people might have had to have been alone and then wear masks for a long time.
Right.
But I didn't get far enough to really see how that shakes out.
Right.
So yeah, I would think I would give this a cautious recommendation.
All right, then. So that'll about do it for Verho here. Be sure to tune in after the break as we review Moros Protocol.